2 clean sheets here, when clean sheets have been really hard to come by, especially at home. That must be really pleasing for you. And what have you been doing behind the scenes to show things?
It's pleasing for sure. I think it's a lot. It's not easier, but it's a lot. It's easier winning games if to win games without having to score so many goals every week. For sure, you know. We do seem to be a team that can cause a lot of problems and create opportunities and score goals. So it's definitely getting the balance right. There's still things to improve on. It's definitely something we focused on of trying to be better as a team collectively when we don't have the ball. But 3 or 4 weeks we're not going to fix everything and all of a sudden look perfect. So it's understanding that a little bit. But yeah, I think the boys have responded really well to what we've asked them, and the clean sheet, as much as everything today, the clean sheet was important for us.
Letty.
Hi Michael, and what sort of challenge does a team like West Ham pose for you? Obviously they're fighting relegation towards the bottom of the table. Is it a different challenge to approach?
I think you've got to go into the game understanding the situation of both teams. I think we've tried to paint that picture to the players in every game we've played so far, and it'll be the same come Tuesday night. The type of game, the feel of the game, what kind of skills we're going to have to try and draw on. You know, different games throw up different things. So, and yeah, for sure, you know, teams towards the bottom of the league are really fighting for things. So, but so are we, and we've got a lot to fight for. So it's you know, you'd like to think that balances out in some ways, and it's who can come out on top at the end of it. But sure, we're totally aware of what we're going into on Tuesday night and how difficult it'll be.
This evening, the Theatre of Dreams won't be filled with over 70,000 fans, but instead it will be shelter for over 100 supporters. It's sleeping overnight here to raise vital funds for young, vulnerable people in Greater Manchester. And I'm dressed like this because, well, I'm going to be joining them.
It's 5 or 6 hours where the people who do it, I think they'll develop an empathy. And, you know, they'll know they've slept out, but then they're going back to a warm bed.
Welcome to Old Trafford, everybody. It's great to see you all, and let's look forward to a great fundraising event. Thank you.
So as you're obviously down there, you've been in amongst it. Do you detect a different mood around Old Trafford today?
Look, it's the usual thing when a new manager comes in. Obviously, when the manager's at the end of his reign, Dave, and the press conferences become difficult, the results are terrible, the performances are sore, the crowd are booing at the end of matches, it's just painful for everybody. So there is a renewed mood. However, I think they've got to make sure they get through this first 30 minutes, because City are a team that can sober you up.
We had a robust conversation earlier this morning, Gary, about the direction of travel under Manchester United, and Daniel was making the point that why can't Michael Carrick actually take this job full-time if he is successful over the next 17 games? Why are you so against that in principle?
Yeah, I mean, it's not Michael Carrick per se, it's the principle of the fact that obviously I do believe that Manchester United should appoint the best manager that they possibly can that's available in the world. And in the summer, there's going to be Carlo Ancelotti, Thomas Tuchel, Nagelsmann, and amongst many others, world-class managers. Some of those managers who have won Champions Leagues, they've won Premier League titles, they've got great experience. And Manchester United have had Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, they've had Erik ten Hag, and they've had Ruben Amorim, that are quite young managers in their journey. And I just feel it's time now maybe just to settle on more of an experienced manager who's been around the block.
And I suppose Roy's point on that, Gary, was that are any of those big names, those top managers, top head coaches, going to want to come into this environment at Manchester United? And so the supplementary question for you is, almost 2 years on to this Ineos control at Manchester United, are you convinced there has been enough progress that the right decision makers are in the right place to take this club forward?
I mean, at the moment, they're really struggling on the football side of it. However, the training ground's been renewed, the stadium plans are in place, hopefully that can get away, and there are at least some football people in the football department, which there weren't previously, so there are some signs that are better. However, it's been a massive struggle for Ineos to get the football side right and get the decision-making right. This next appointment, that is why I say this next appointment is critical, and it's not time for a risk. I mean, keeping a young manager who's not really sort of been around the block at this club has proven not to be successful. Some will say that we've had Jose Mourinho and Louis van Gaal and that's not been successful, but I would say that it's now time to remove as many risks as possible, and this next appointment is vital in terms of obviously Ineos. And don't forget the Glazer family, they are still the majority shareholder in the club. Ineos are providing them with a nice umbrella at the moment, stopping rain pouring on their head, but they shouldn't be forgot about. They're still making decisions as well.
All right, Gary, thank you very much for the moment.
This evening, the Theatre of Dreams won't be filled with over 70,000 fans, but instead it will be shelter for...
Michael left it late to get something from the game today. What did you make from your team's performance?
We were okay. I think we were a bit disappointed. We definitely weren't at our best. And then it's them times when you're really probably not totally at your best, where you can find a way and you obviously keep a clean sheet and maybe take the game and move on. But yeah, so a little bit frustrated with that. We've had 5 games now and we've been at a really good level. It's a tough place to come. They made it difficult and we just didn't quite have that sharpness or that spark really to find the answers too often. But in the end, big credit to the boys. The spirit again in the late goal. And when we needed it, it's a great quality to have. So we'll take the point and we'll move on.
On the spirit, before you spoke about wanting the group to be a team, you needed the whole collective tonight, and it was Benjamin Sesko pops up with that lovely finish.
Yeah, fantastic finish. He's done it again. It's important. It's important. We threw everything at it at the end and kind of had a lot of forwards on the pitch and probably could put a little bit, probably a few more balls in the box if we're honest, really, around and with the players that we've got. And Josh had a chance that just went wide and great finish from Benji. So delighted for him again. Another big goal for him and a good step.
It was always 2 teams in great form coming into today. After the disappointment of not taking all 3 points, do you feel like it will be a good point, hard worked from your group tonight?
Yeah, listen, from where we are and being together for a short space of time, I think we've obviously had big highs of the results and the wins, and I think there's times when it doesn't quite go to plan, and you got to take what you can from it. And in the end, we've took a draw tonight, so it was a tough game. Didn't come easy. Sometimes football doesn't come easy, and you've got to find a way. And tonight we found a way to take a point, and as I said, we'll move on from that and take some positives from it.
No, there'll be no room for any sentiment tonight, but West Ham, they've had a good run of form, but they're in a difficult patch. I'm sure you'd like to see them to get out of the situation they're in. Yeah,
for sure. Now we're kind of done with them now. I'd love them to stay up. It's a big part of my life and grown up and great memories here. So hopefully they do.
Great finish there right at the end. I'm sure you'd have been wanting to get out there on the pitch, but a ball into the cross. You must be happy with the way you finished that one.
I'm happy with my finish, but yeah, not so happy with the draw because I know we deserved the win because we were fighting. Unfortunately, just the days comes when you're a bit unlucky. Maybe the intensity was not exactly there what it should be. But yeah, we were fighting. In the end, we got a draw, which is really important.
Yeah, both teams came into this in such good form. What does it say, though, about your team that you can go behind in games and right at the depth go and get an equaliser and take a point back to Manchester?
Because we are a great team together, We are working together no matter what is happening. If we are behind, if we are in front, we're always fighting. As I said again, today was important to get this draw because it was a difficult game for us. They were dangerous on the counter-attacks when they took a ball. But yeah, we managed to finish it with 1-1.
Spoke to your manager before. He said that he wanted this group to feel like a team. How is the spirit at the minute? Because you're on such a good run, another draw today, another point. How does the collective group feel at the minute?
No, we feel amazing. We are breathing for each other, doing everything together. When difficult moments comes, we are stepping together, which is really important and can lead to the results like they are right now.
I know you said you wish you wanted to win today, of course, but from a personal note, goals makes players way more confident. What can you take from today to hopefully bring you and your team over and towards the end of the season and get yourself more goals?
I think we just have to keep on going like we were doing the last games. We have to keep in mind that we have to breathe for each other, and we have to take care in every single situations, every second of the game, to be focused, to be on point, and obviously when the chances are coming, to finish them.
You know, we saw how deflated you were and your group at the end there. What did you make of your team this evening?
We competed really well. We played a good game against a good team. First half was both teams having possession, not creating too many chances. I think we started really well the second half, the way we went for the game. We scored. We defend properly until the last moment. A tough team to stop, but I think the boys did really well.
Every point at the minute is so important. Once you're over the disappointment of conceding late, do you think you'll be able to take a lot from this evening, the fact that you've gone against a team near the top of the table at home and you've taken home a hard-earned point which you need at the minute?
Yeah, it's disappointed because the need that we have, but today we showed that we are here to fight and believe and keep working hard. The commitment of the boys, you cannot say nothing. The support of the fan was amazing, and it's a tough moment to take it in the end. But let's keep it going, because we showed today that this is the way we should compete every match.
We've seen from your teams in the past so defensively strong. We saw that for 96 minutes today. Is that an area you've been really working on, to be hard-working off the ball and to be compact and to make it difficult for opposition to come to West Ham or play West Ham and score goals?
Definitely. That's what we've been trying and fix our problems. We can see some improvement. Our ambition to keep a clean sheet, the desire of the boys to stop the ball going inside is what we're going to need for our future.
Certainly lots of positives tonight, but that's now 20 points dropped from winning positions. Is there any more you can do, your players to do, to help you get over the line in games?
Of course, we can do more. We should have killed the game before. We had a couple of counter-attacks that could put the game to bed, but it was not to be. We have to keep on going.
Cheers. Thank you.
But Nicky, a fair assessment from him. He said they were okay tonight, could have been better, but take the points.
Yeah, no, exactly right what Michael's saying there. That sums him up. Very calm, very content, and what he's speaking about, understands where the team's at, understands that it's a good point to go home with after the first 89, 90 minutes. And yeah, he's right. He's dead right in what happened and what he said. If Nuno, on the other hand, must be going in there fuming, because the master plan he had at the start of this game, they perfected it right to the 90 minutes, and they still try to score goals, still try to attack. I think that's where they got to get compact and keep the result.
He spoke about them being better tonight. Let's look at the goal they conceded, Manchester United, then, Karen, because where do you feel it could have been better? They could have stopped it.
Yeah, I think United have done the simple things really